Hi, I'm Gail Mercer-McKay, and I'm a board member of the Canadian chapter of IAMCP. That's the International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners. We're a global organization of partners who network, navigate, and help one another grow their business. Yesterday we held a workshop in Toronto with over 50 partners, and we shared how important the WPC Awards are from Microsoft and our partners. With me today is Corinne Sharp, Director of the Partner Channel for Canada. We were asked to share the many tips and tricks that we discussed during our workshop with all of you. So welcome to the WPC Award nominations pre-show. Corinne, my first question to you is, why are these awards so important to Microsoft?
Everyone at Microsoft, right up to Steve Ballmer, feels that the WPC Awards are the pinnacle to our year. We get to celebrate the amazing solutions our partners have deployed with customers. For me, these are the Oscars of the partner ecosystem. We get to walk the red carpet and take the stage and truly celebrate the successes of all our partners.
Corinne, that's terrific. I am so excited about what partners can do with the WPC Awards. But you know, I've heard many partners ask whether they can really win and is it worth the effort. So what are your thoughts on that?
Are you kidding? There are 76 unique award categories this year at WPC in Toronto. Emerging technologies, industry solutions, citizenship, cloud solutions, customer segment, competencies. You have an opportunity to win the Canadian Partner of the Year for the country. And did I say several new cloud solution categories? Partners of all sizes, all types that service many industries can nominate their solutions and have an opportunity to be finalists and winners. Then they are recognized globally, including at WPC, by taking the stage at Vision keynotes in front of all of their peers. They get to attend a winner's circle celebration and more opportunity to network with Microsoft executives and have increased exposure. A very proud moment for their organization. So Gail, I will turn a question to you. As a Microsoft partner and professional writer, you certainly have had your share of successes, both with your own company, but also helping many partners with their nominations. Tell me what being an award winner means to you.
Great question, Corinne. The recognition, the morale boost that it gives the company for working so hard, it allows them to grow their business. Let me share an example with you. One of the Microsoft Canadian partners is a small partner called IT North. And they're off the grid. They're in very northern part of BC, covering an area up there. They submitted an award for a small district that they did, and they were able to win. They took that win and they took the media pack that they got from Microsoft and leveraged it with a newspaper article, with some case studies, with some customer events, and as a result they were contacted by another much larger city who wanted the exact same solution there. They were able to replicate it, win the business, replicate the solution for the city, and from there they've grown their footprint, expanded their business into Calgary, into Edmonton, and they just opened an office in Victoria, BC. Terrific example of a win that came from an award.
That's great.
One of the topics yesterday that got people really excited and on the edge of their seats was the judging process. So tell me, how do we win? Can we lobby the judges? Can we take them for lunch? Is it a friends and family? Give us some insights into how we can really win with the judging process.
Sure, and you know, I'll set the record straight right there. There is no lobbying. There are no lunches. There are no anything. The group at Microsoft who orchestrates the judging panel runs a very sophisticated and tightly run ship. There are lead judges and teams of volunteers who read every single nomination. There are judges from our product groups, from our customer sales segments, from our marketing organization. And that team is responsible, as I said, to read every single nomination and get them to a short list of candidates and then choose the best partner's solution to win. There's a tool that supports the judging process. But one thing that's really important that you have to remember is there are two types of judges. And think of yourself when you're reading. There's the judge that skims. And then there's those that deep dive and read every single word. So you've got to, when you write your nomination, put yourself in the shoes of that judge. And having been a judge and having read many submissions, there really are a few important tips to keep in mind. If you don't have a compelling opening statement that is relevant to the category and compels me to read on, I may not. If I don't see that the partner actually deployed the solution they're representing, I won't consider their nomination. It has to be something that is really deployed with the customer. And I love seeing customer references, and I definitely want to see how your solution has driven ROI and success for that customer. And finally, tell me a story. Don't just put the words on paper. I'm reading 30 or 40 of these awards, so please make sure that it is really a good read. So Gail, what are some of the best examples you have seen in your years of working with Microsoft partners on their award submissions?
Well, Corinne, you've already touched on some of it when you talked about the judging process, but it's really important to get your best points up front and tell a story with a compelling hook line. What's a compelling hook line? It's the start of your story. It's the first sentence that anyone's going to read. And here's a great example. We deployed a 500-seat Office 365 deployment under very tight time constraints in order to enable the customer not to renew their Google Apps service.
I love that.
It's a great story.
Love that.
We've got in there, we've got the customer, we've got the number of seats, and we've got the competitor named, all done within one sentence. You know, other things that you really should try to include is a measured ROI, so some metrics, some numbers that show how the customer benefited. Make sure that you bullet your critical points and repeat those messages 3 times throughout the course of your written nomination. If you've partnered with another partner, share that success. Microsoft loves partner success stories. And spend time on submitting your best 1 or 2 stories rather than spreading it out across 3 or 4 and making them thin stories so that none of them really have a good shot. You want to position the solution value. When I say solution value, I'm talking about 3 areas. Business innovation. How did this bring business innovation? How did this bring technology innovation? And what was the customer return on investment? You know, Corinne, you need to think about spending a minimum of 10 to 15 hours per submission. So if you're going to do that, think bigger and beyond the WPC awards. You want to look at repurposing that content for other things. There are many other award programs that you can use this content in, such as the Impact Awards, which submissions will open in August, the Computer Dealer Network VAR Awards, the submissions will open in May, and you can also use the content for case studies. It can be sent out in newsletters or in your brochure packages.
So thanks for that, Gil. Those are all spectacular tips. So we've communicated with people what they should do. Now it's time we share with everyone some of the things they definitely should not do. And every one of these examples are real. Having been a judge, I've experienced and read each of these. So we're not using the names to protect the innocent. So let's share our top 10 things not to do for your WPC award nomination. And I'll start. Go for the empathy vote. Don't do that. I've read where we've worked all night, I missed my family's birthday, I was on vacation and I spent 4 hours. Well, I appreciate the endless hours that you've gone to. That's really not relevant to the solution that you're trying to portray with our customers.
Great point, Corinne. I'm going to follow it up with, if the customer is not as excited about the award as you are, don't consider submitting it. If the customer won't be a name, they won't be a reference, and they won't provide a quote, you're probably not going to make the short list.
Absolutely. Avoid one-word answers. I actually read where the question was, did your customer realize a good return on investment? And the answer was yes. I think you might want to expand on that a little bit further.
Great. And pay attention to your spelling and your punctuation. Make it look professional. You're going to have product judges looking at this, so spell their product name properly. Spell customer names properly. If you're not good with spelling and grammar, get somebody else in your organization to take a quick look before you submit it, or even consider hiring a professional editor to give it a once-over. It's not very expensive, and it's probably worth it.
Well, and guess what? We actually have spell check, too. Make sure that you're submitting a solution award based on current technology. You know, I've read awards where it's on an old version of SQL. The customer is ecstatic about running Office 2000. New technology is what wins awards.
Pay attention to the word count. Each question has a corresponding word or character count, and because you're probably going to be crafting your answer in Word, you want to make sure that you've got the right number of characters so that you don't move it over into the solution and find you're off the character count and have to start all over again. And that also follows with, don't put your best stuff at the end. Make sure you start with your best stuff, comes back to the hook line, get your best stuff up front.
Great. No, that's very, very important. We all know what happens sometimes when we cut and paste. So number 8, make sure you don't tell an untruth. The finalists and the winners are all validated. And I've received that call with a winning entry where what was written by the partner may not have been exactly how it landed with the customer. So make sure you're putting all the right information in there. We've already talked about this, but don't submit an undeployed solution. I've also had examples where the wording was, should a customer deploy this solution, they may receive a return on investment of the following. Well, when you actually read the words, it wasn't deployed. Maybe a great solution for next year's WPC, but not ready for this year.
Thanks, Corinne. And if the solution is repeatable, let them know, let the judges know it's a repeatable solution, and if you repeat it for other customers, include those customer names as well. You will have a better shot at making the final list if there's a solution that can deploy or scale well. And a final bonus tip, make sure you read the questions. I've seen so many partners think they knew what the solution and the category was about and enter responses that really had nothing to do with what the question was asking.
Well, Gail, I think that's it, and hopefully these tips are very, very helpful for everyone that's viewing this today. One of the other subs in their tips and tricks document had a great quote that I thought that I would share. Winning might be everything, but entering the race in the first place is vital. You have to play to win. So that means make sure you get your nominations in. Thanks, Gail, for all of your support and being a critical leadership member of the IAMCP and the entire partner ecosystem in Canada. I appreciate everything you do.
Corinne, right back at you. You've been an amazing support for us. Microsoft Canada has been terrific, and we look forward to seeing a huge number of Canadian partners taking the stage at WPC in Toronto. It is the most exciting time of the year here for Microsoft partners. WPC is on our home turf, so let's make sure Canada is well represented. Thanks everybody for joining us today. Good luck and get your entry in.
Thank you.